Hey friends, Beck Power here from Power Creative Media. Today, 5 things that you can turn your podcast into in order to promote your podcast. A little bit of, I don't even know what that's called, like reverse inception. Okay, here are the 5 things. Number 1, you can chop up your podcast and turn it into audiograms. You take the audio file, you use some type of video editing software, and you just pull out the clips that you like. My recommendation is to keep them less than 1 minute so that they will fit on any social media platform. Instagram is the biggest one that has a 1 minute limit. Number 2, quote cards. You want to grab any zingers that you say, any of those really great things that you or your guest says, and put it onto a branded quote card so that it looks legit. Otherwise, obviously, you can just put quotes next to it and use it as a post, no worries. Speaking of posts, one cool thing that I like to do is to scan through the podcast transcript and find posts or find concepts that you can use as engagement posts. So, for example, if you've been talking about a way that you prefer to do something, you could say as a post, do you prefer or do you do this this way or that way? Do you prefer A or B? Those are really great engagement style posts that will get people commenting on your posts and more engaged with you, therefore more likely to buy from you at some point, because not only do they know who you are, they've seen you, now they've also engaged with you, talked to you, said something to you, and if you reply, you start a conversation, etc. Number 4, the transcription that I was just talking about. That's kind of a really magic way to turn your content into more content, is pulling out that transcript. You can use any number of transcript tools, rev.com, Otter, HappyScribe. There's lots of different ones. And what we like to do is transcribe the podcast episode and then turn it into a blog post. Now, you do have to do a little bit of work turning it into a blog post. You can't just leave it you could just leave it as is, but it's not very blog-like. You kind of had to add a little intro, maybe an outro, some headings, that type of stuff in there. But it doesn't take very long. And you could just transcribe it and use that transcription as show notes, or whatever you want to call it. Just a transcription, totally cool, but it is another piece of content that you can put out there. And the last one, the thing that I like to do with my transcriptions is turn them into LinkedIn articles. So, when I make a blog post, my team will turn that blog post, or actually I make a video just like this one, my team will turn it into a blog post, and take the transcription and put that in as onto Medium, onto WordPress, as a LinkedIn article, and all different types of stuff. So that's 5 ways that you can get, I guess that's way more than 5 ways, but you can get tons of things out of each podcast episode and not just leave them, just post them once and then they disappear into the void and you do a new one next week. Like, you can use all your past podcast episodes right now to create more content. So if you want to do that, book a call with me. Let's talk about it. You can find me at powercreativemedia.com. That's the name of my business, powercreativemedia.com, and I will see you in the next video.